All right, so my question is, I'm gonna have a couple of questions just to ask. Why did you go into the military? Or why did you go into the
Um,
army, I should say?
Honestly, it's because my brothers did, um, and they spoke really highly of it for the most part. So I just decided to follow their footsteps.
Okay. Did they tell you, well, what branches were your brothers in?
So I had one that was Marines, and then the other two were both Navy, and I was the only Army.
Okay.
Are you not coming?
Yeah, baby, in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. I knew he was going to do that. It's okay. All right, so one was in the Marines and then the other two. I didn't know the other two were in Navy.
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
Justin and Jason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize
Uh
that.
huh.
Oh, okay. So, how was your experience in the Army?
Um, it was not ideal at all. It was kind of not what I expected. You know, it wasn't that grand. Hence why I got out. But it was an experience. If anything.
If anything, right?
Yeah.
What what things, what kind of interesting behaviors? Because I'm sure it was interesting. But what kind of, maybe I could rephrase it and say, what were the disadvantages? There you go, of the Army.
Some disadvantages were well, everybody's experience is different, but for me personally, it was the yeah, the biggest one had to be like how family oriented, they make themselves seem, the organization as a whole, and but it's really not when it comes down to it. That's probably like the biggest disadvantage. Like, it's pretty hard, on families, even though they have so many programs supposedly in place and all this stuff, but it's not, it just doesn't work out the way it's supposed to. So it makes it a little harder on families and single family with single, parent homes especially.
In what way did it was, well, yeah, I guess in what way was it a disadvantage for single parent
Because
families?
you just expected to figure it out, and you're not always where your family is. I was in Kansas. I didn't have many people around me to help, uh, you know, especially like last minute situations. But you were always expected just to figure it out, and if you didn't, you would be disciplined. And some of that discipline would be, taking money out your pocket or taking your time and stuff, which makes it even more harder because then you have to figure out, okay, well, they took my money, so now how am I going to provide? Or I need daycare longer now because, I'm on punishment, or, whatever the case may be. So it's just real rocky.
Oh wow. Yeah, they put different single families once again in a bind.
Uh-huh.
But if you were married, it'd be a different story.
Um, yeah, some of the times, because a lot of the times I see even married couples, they might have to go to a training event at the same time, but um, they'll let one stay back to parent, or they'll let them have extra time to figure out something, or they'll make it so they're in different units so that if one person is like deploying for 9 months, the other person, cannot be touched for those 9 months because they're, the primary care holder while the parent
Ah.
is going. Like, having that person, of course, is going to be a little more easier, but it just depends how it plays out. Because always what the Army needs first. That's the issue. Mission first. So, yeah.
Wow. So the thing, not the thing, but how the not the Navy, but how the Army works is that their system is it works for them. What's How can I phrase that? They they try to work things out that's more beneficial in their
Oh, yeah,
favor,
definitely.
not not
Yeah,
for
yeah, and you
the.
have to like put up a fight to do otherwise, and it's not supposed to be like that. Like, they have so many programs. They like because we have these classes so often about the different programs, and just what's available to us, different resources. And then it's like when we try to get the resources, use them, it just doesn't work out that way. Like, it's unfortunate, but a lot of the leadership, they're just so like mission first, like just so they got tunnel vision on just the mission, and they're just forgetting that people are actually humans, still have lives outside of the army, because they done been in 15, 20 years. Their life is the army, but everybody's not like that. So
Wow, that's really interesting. And how, since you've been out of the army, how has civilian life been since the transition? How's the transition been really between getting out of the army and back into civilian life?
well, well, for me personally, it's a little rocky, but being as though I kind of went into the army straight after high school, I really didn't get a chance to experience like the civilian life per se. So kind of all I knew was the army. So getting over here, I mean, a lot of people are not gonna say it's fun, but I think it's kind of fun. It's just different. So it's I feel like it's more relaxed. Um, I mean, I do see the difference, of course, like, cause the army kind of spoils you in a way, like, cause you go in and you get the barracks room off, immediately, and you're just kind of taken care of, even though what they ask of you is just so much, but like you're kind of taken care of. But out here, it's kind of not the same. You forget that most people my age kind of still living with their parents. In the army, nobody living with their parents. Like, you have your own space. A lot of people, they get married, quote unquote, to get the extra money, and basically just get a roommate. You got your roommate that you're married to, and you're getting extra money, and now you live off post and you have your own space. Like, it's just way easier. But it's different, but I think it's in a good way, especially for me personally, because I didn't have the greatest rainbow experience in there. And the civilian life is definitely, it's more lax, and of course it kind of feels like it's more responsibility, because in the army you kind of sort of had people that were at least supposed to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and all that stuff. Out here it's kind of just, you just hope you got support. But luckily I have the support, and I don't have the stress of the army, so I definitely like the civilian side a lot better.
I'm sure you do like the civilian life better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop this because I have to